Well, good morning, everybody. I love that. I love that enthusiasm from you guys here. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Actually, I used to have a script. Does anybody have my script by chance that I used to go off of here, or just to keep me in order?
We'll keep you in line.
All right. Thanks.
We'll let you go off.
Too far off socks. What's that? That's why I thought about bringing it. I have it. I actually have it on my desk from all of our Zoom meetings.
Okay.
But all right. Well, let's. I'll ask the clerk then to call roll here as we call the meeting to order, and we'll proceed.
Dr. Goodwin? Mr. Mulligan?
Here.
Mr. Soldani?
Present.
Mr. Robertson?
Here.
Mr. Hartwig?
Here.
Through the chair, we have a quorum.
Thank you very much. We'll move on then to the approval of the consent calendar, items 9 through 11 here. Do I have a motion to approve that, or can we do that by consent? Or
We have to do a motion
All right,
and
that's-
a second
all right,
and
we'll
call
do it-
for public
We'll
comment.
do it formally then.
So moved. Second.
All right. So we have a motion and a second. I'm assuming there's no discussion. Is there any public comment related? Seeing none. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right.
Okay.
Motion passes there. We'll move on then to public hearing then, which I guess I need to swear people in before that. Since I don't have my script, I'm gonna just jog my memory here. So I can do it. All right.
Yeah.
So would all the folks that are planning to testify in the matters before us today, please stand and raise your right hand. Let's see. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth in the matters before us today? And if you do, say yes.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Close enough. All right. Good. Then we'll move on then. We'll call docket number A here, C-22-13S, a short variance for Vitro Glass LLC. The petitioner would come forward for that and introduce him or herself. Actually, do you want to just have a seat? You can be a lot more. We're more relaxed here, so have a seat if you will, and then just state your name for the record, and just go ahead and turn on your mic there and state your name.
Yeah, my name's Eric Squire. I'm the environmental manager over at Vitro Glass.
Thank you. And with that, I will turn things over to staff, which I assume is Estella.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Turn your microphone on, please.
It's not. There you go.
Okay, sorry. Good morning. My name is Estela Soto, and I'm an air quality specialist here with the district. And before you is Vitro. Vitro operates a 206 MMBTU per hour oxy-fuel natural gas-fired furnace that heats raw material into molten glass to produce flat architectural glass. NOx emissions are reduced with an oxy-fuel process that removes the available nitrogen from the combustion air. To control SOx and PM, the exhaust gas is routed through a wet scrubber and an electrostatic precipitator, or EP. The EP operates by establishing a high voltage electrical charge on the discharge plates inside the unit. PM from the exhaust stream passes through the discharge plates, receiving an electrical charge. The charge particulate is then deposited on the grounded collector plates and is periodically knocked off with pneumatic wrappers, falling into a hopper and routed back into the glass manufacturing process. Vitro engineering staff routinely monitor the EP voltage for changes in the field strength, which is an indication of material buildup in the EP that leads to a loss of power. They have determined that an EP cleanout is needed to maintain compliance with district rules. During the cleanout, Vitro also plans to replace the Field 2 electrical transformer and the variable frequency drive on the fan motor. The emission control equipment must be bypassed in order to clean out the EP. District Rule 4354 allows for excess emissions for up to 144 hours per year during maintenance of emission control equipment. If everything goes as planned, Vitro will complete all the maintenance within the 144 hours or 6 days. Therefore, Vitro has requested a short variance from the applicable requirements of district rules, California Health and Safety Code Section 41701, in addition to the applicable conditions of the subject permits. The requested short variance will be from January 22nd to January 27th, 2023. If granted, the variance would allow the continued operation of the glass melting furnace and continued glass production while bypassing the emission control and monitoring systems so that Vitro can perform maintenance on the EP and ancillary equipment. In addition, the variance will allow excess visible emissions during the bypass. The district believes that the required findings as set forth in the California Health and Safety Code can be made and recommends that Vitro be granted a short variance with the conditions on pages 4 and 5 of the staff report. And this concludes the district's presentation. Thank you.
Are there any questions for the board for staff?
One question for staff. Their 144 hours, do they reset in January? Is it the anniversary of their permit?
Yes, every year. It's a yearly. So they do reset in January.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions for staff or or I was going to let Vitro respond here if, or present anything if they want to?
No, let's let them.
No, this is just, our standard annual shutdown. The only reason we pushed it up to January, normally we would have done it later in the year, is because we're having some mild electrical field issues with one of our EP units. So out of an abundance of caution, we're doing our maintenance early this year to make sure we address that issue before it becomes a bigger problem. So that's why we moved it to January. So.
Appreciate that. Is there any questions?
So this was described as annual maintenance. You only expect to do it once a year?
Yes.
Okay.
We
So-
do not expect to take this unit down again in 2023. Next one would be into 2024 is our next planned maintenance shutdown.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you expect to use all 144 hours for this?
Normally, we shut down on Sunday afternoon around 4 p.m., and we anticipate being back up and operating by Friday at 4 p.m. So I think it's 5 days, so that'd be 120 hours, I believe. So it gives us a little leeway if we run into any issues. So normally within 5 days,
Okay.
120 hours.
And to be clear, the variance is for both the excess visible emissions and the bypassing of the emissions monitoring system. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay.
Any further questions of staff or the petitioner? Is there any further questions? No? All right. With that, is there any public comment on this matter at all?
No
All right.
public comment.
Thank you. So with that, I'll entertain a motion then to grant the variance.
I will move to approve the variance of C-2213S for the time frame running January 22nd through the 27th or until the scheduled maintenance is completed and the emission control equipment is returned to compliant operation, whichever occurs first, subject to all the terms and conditions stated therein.
All right. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor say, or all those in favor, actually, please call the roll, I guess, on this one. So,
Okay. Dr. Goodwin,
Yes.
Mr. Mulligan,
Yes.
Mr. Soldani,
Aye.
Mr. Robertson,
Yes.
Mr. Hartwig.
yes,
Through the chair, motion passes.
thank you. All right.
All right.
You're free
Thank
to
you.
go.
Appreciate it.
Yep, thank you.
And through the chair, just so you know, you can just do
Can we? Okay.
the say all in favor, say aye, because it's not by VTC. It's
Okay.
not being shown in the.
I thought I
records.
got my hand slapped one time for that, so that's nice.
If it's on VTC, then you do need to call the roll. But when you're in person like this and it's not being broadcast to any of the other regions, then you can just.
I appreciate that. Thank you for not slapping my hand. All right, we'll move on then to the second item, and I'm assuming, Estella, you have that one as well, since you're
I have all
still-
three, yes.
Perfect. All right, so
I
we'll
did.
call C-22-16S RDOG short variance for them, RDOG glass. So the petitioner, come forward and state your name, please.
Good morning. My name is Manuel Salinas. I'm the environmental manager for RDOG Glass in Madera.
Thank you. And I'll turn it over to staff then, if you'd be so kind.
Thank you so much. Good morning again. Estela Soto, Air Quality Specialist with the district. Before you is RDOG. RDOG operates a container glass manufacturing operation which consists of two natural gas-fired glass melting furnaces. To control air pollution, the two furnaces vent into a common stack that has a scrubber and an EP. On December 6, 2022, RDOG shut down furnace number 1 for scheduled repairs. RDOG has plans to bring furnace number 2 into idle mode before shutting down the scrubber and EP to perform industry standard annual maintenance. During the maintenance, furnace number 2 exhaust stream will bypass the scrubber and the EP. District Rule 4354 allows for excess emissions during annual maintenance of the scrubber and the EP for up to 144 hours, of which RDOG currently has 144 hours remaining. However, visible emissions are not addressed in this rule, and District Rule 4101 limits visible emissions to no more than Ringelmann 1 or 20% opacity for more than 3 minutes in any 1 hour. RDOC has requested a short variance from the applicable requirements of district rules in addition to the applicable conditions of the subject permits. The requested variance would be for a consecutive 144-hour period to occur sometime between December 24th, 2021 and December 30th, 2021 inclusive.
I was just going to ask. Yeah.
I'm sorry,
2022.
22. So it would be from December 24th, 2022 and December 30th, 2022 inclusive. If granted, the variance would allow the continued operation of furnace number 2 with excess visible emissions while RDOG shuts down the scrubber and the EP to perform the maintenance. For RDOG to continue to stay in compliance, they would have to shut down furnace number 2 while the scrubber and the EP are offline. This is not an acceptable industry practice because it would bring about an unreasonable taking of property through severe damage to the furnace and process equipment. RDOG has estimated that total visible emissions will not exceed 95% opacity and excess emissions limits are vacated during the 144 hours of annual maintenance. The district believes that the required findings as set forth in the California Health and Safety Code can be made and recommends that RDOG be granted a short variance with the conditions on pages 4 and 5 of the staff report. And this concludes the district's presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Estelle. And I just noticed here too, since, because I wanted to check through this. So on page 5, it says January 15th of 2022. I'm assuming that should say 2023.
That
on
is
page
correct. We will
5.
correct that.
Yeah, so we'll make that correction then when we make the motion. Whoever makes that motion, then please. Do you have any comments or anything you'd like to add at all, Manuel, or are you?
No, sir, this is a standard, maintenance for us every year in December while we have low staffing for the holidays.
Makes sense. Is there any questions of either staff or the petitioner? Go ahead, Andy.
This is the first time you're doing the maintenance in 2022?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any problems you foresee with complying with 144 hours?
No, sir, we've requested the 6-day period, but normally it's done in 2 or 3 days.
Okay.
Sounds pretty standard. Any other questions at all? Dr. Goodwin, welcome. And do you have anything to add or?
No, standard, before.
Thank you. Okay, with that being said, then I will ask if there's any public comment on this matter at all.
No public comment?
I see none, thank you. So with that, I'll entertain a motion granting the variance, if anybody's willing to make one. Jerry, go ahead.
I'll move to approve RDOG Glass petition for a short variance set forth in docket number C-22-16S with the 6 required findings of the Health and Safety Code adopted by reference as set forth in the staff report. The variance shall be effective as in recommendation number 1 for a consecutive 144-hour period to occur sometime between December 24th, 2022 and December 30th, 2022 inclusive, or until the maintenance has concluded, whichever comes first. And this is also with the correction on page 5, number 11, by January 15th, 2023. Whichever occurs first, and this will be subject to conditions on pages 4 and 5 of the staff report.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Andy? Oh, multiple seconds. I like it. So, all right. All those in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right. That takes us to number C, letter C, C-22-17S, a short variance for Guardian. Mr. Roach, if you would like to come forward here and introduce yourself. Oh, look at this. All right, I like it. He's changing up on us here. That's front and center here. I like it. That's great. Do you want a name tag too, or are you? Oh, perfect. Okay,
My
that's
name is
good.
Visitor right now.
So, all right, if you would introduce yourself, please.
John Roche, EHS Manager for Guardian Industries.
Thank you. And then Estella. Take it
Me
away.
again, thank you so much. Good morning again, Estela Soto, Air Quality Specialist with the district, and before you is Guardian Industries LLC. Guardian operates a float glass manufacturing facility with a 212 MMBTU per hour natural gas-fired glass melting furnace. In order to control emissions, the furnace exhaust is routed through an emission control system that include a dry scrubber, an electric static precipitator, or EP, and a selective catalytic reduction, or SCR system. Guardian has plans to shut down the dry scrubber, EP, and SCR system in order to inspect, clean, and conduct necessary maintenance of the EP. The EP operates by establishing a high-voltage electrical charge on the discharge plates inside the unit. Particulate matter from the exhaust stream passes through the discharge plates, receiving an electrical charge. The charged particulate is then deposited on the grounded collector plates. Upstream of the EP, the dry scrubber uses injected trona as a reactant to reduce SOx from the exhaust. This material accumulates on the internal components of the EP, and the buildup can cause a short, reducing the effectiveness of the EP unless it is cleaned. After cleaning the EP, Guardian must then clean the continuous opacity monitoring system, or COMS, and the optical stack flow meter to ensure that no material has accumulated on their lenses, which leads to erroneous readings. Guardian plans on conducting the maintenance towards the end of January or beginning of February of 2023. To conduct the maintenance, the surface exhaust stream must bypass the emission control devices. District Rule 4354 allows for excess emissions for up to 104 hours per year during maintenance of the emission control devices. Guardian will have the 144 maintenance hours allowed per year at the beginning of the variance. Variance protection is necessary because the glass melting furnace, once heated up, operates nonstop for many years in what is known as a campaign. It cannot be shut off without causing significant damage to the furnace. A glass melting furnace takes several days to shut down and several weeks to get back to operational temperature. Therefore, Guardian has requested a short variance from the applicable requirements of district rules, California Health and Safety Code, Section 41701, in addition to the applicable conditions of the subject permits. The requested short variance will be for a consecutive 56-hour period to occur sometime between January 1st and February 28th, 2023 inclusive. If granted, the variance will allow the continued operation of the glass melting furnace and continued glass production with excess visible emissions, while Guardian shuts down the emission control system in order to perform the routine maintenance on the EP. The district believes that the required findings as set forth in the California Health and Safety Code can be made and recommends that Guardian be granted a short variance with the conditions on pages 4 and 5 of the staff report. And this concludes the district's presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Roach, do you have any comments or diagrams or anything like that for us at all? Or one time, I think your predecessor brought a like a cross section or something in here. So I mean, it was pretty exciting. I'm just saying that was
Okay, so, it's really big and really heavy, but we're going to do a canal change in March, but I mean, I was hoping of bringing it in, but we're gonna need a crane.
Tear the roof off.
It's really nice
Okay.
to see, but yeah, I'll bring show and tell items too.
Cool. So, all right, anything related, you're good on that. So do we have any comments or questions, Andy?
Yep. How many times did you do this in 2022?
Oh my gosh. We had a couple, I don't know the official number per se, but we did have a couple of emergency variances and 2 short variances, I believe, that Mr. Hartwig presided over the emergency ones. I want to say maybe 5, 6 times. I don't know the official number.
For sure. So I noticed you expect 56 hours for this, so you're expecting to have to do it again in
So we're
2023?
We're gonna try something different. We're gonna shake it up a little bit for 2023. We're gonna go in, get set up for a big one in spring. So we're gonna go in, clean what we have to clean, fix what we gotta fix, get everything set up so we can access other areas to go in with the contractors for spring. So it may take up to that, but I don't foresee it taking maybe more than 3 days.
3 days for this one.
for this one.
And
yeah.
then you'll do another one in the spring?
Yeah, that's gonna
That's
be
the
the
big
plan. Yeah, that's gonna be a big one, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you expect in 2023 to run into a problem with your 144 hours?
No. We hope this kind of new maintenance strategy will help even reduce that. So,
Sounds
but
good.
we'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that would be good.
okay.
Any other questions? Jerry, go ahead.
Just curious, so in the spring won't be a new campaign. When do you plan on a campaign?
Well, if the cards are aligned, then the new campaign will probably be around 2026.
Okay. When was the last one? Because it used to be like every 10
I think
years,
it was
but
2008, I believe,
okay.
when we put in the ACS.
So they're lasting longer than because didn't it used to be like every 10 years, but now they're going longer?
It's about 15,
Okay.
15, 20.
Oh, so you're on schedule.
We're on schedule. Furnace is being kind of feisty right now. It's being an old, grumpy old lady. So, yeah.
Any other questions at all from our board here? All right. Is there any public comment on this matter at all? I know you guys are really looking at it, thinking about it pretty hard. All right. All right. Seeing no public comment, then I will accept a motion if somebody's willing to make one.
Yeah, I move to approve Guardian Industries' petition for a short variance set forth in docket number C-22-17S with the required 6 findings of the Health and Safety Code adopted by reference as set forth in the staff report. The variance shall be effective for the consecutive 56-hour period of time to occur sometime between January 1, 2023 and February 28, 2023 inclusive, or until the maintenance has been completed and the emission control devices are returned to compliant operation, whichever occurs first, and shall be subject to the conditions on pages 4 to 6 of the staff report.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Goodwin. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Motion carries. So,
Thank you. I'm sorry, who seconded? I didn't get this.
Dr. Goodwin.
Thank you, Dr. Goodwin.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. I want to wish everyone a happy holidays, members of the board, members of the DARE district, and my peers in the industry. Thank
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being such a regular customer.
Not by choice, doctor. Not by choice.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Roach. All right. With that, then, move on to item number 5, public comment. I can go through the whole spiel, or is there anybody that, like I said, the board is willing and able and often glad to hear public comment, but I don't see any here, so.
Well, I'd like to say, I have really enjoyed this period of no traffic, low air pollution, good breathing, and it's just been wonderful. I hope you have all experienced it, as I have. And, hope you don't have any more COVID, but I do enjoy the clean air.
Thank you, Dr. Goodwin. That actually kicked off our hearing board comment here. If anybody else has any other comments they'd like to make.
Just thank staff for the work that you do and wish everyone a Merry Christmas. We'll see you next year.
I want to second that comment.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that a motion? I'll second.
Yeah, I'll third it. It's good to see everybody in person, too.
Right?
Yeah, very, very grateful.
Yes.
Grateful to be back in person and grateful to see you guys, and thank you for the work you guys do. So I'll fourth it or fifth it, I guess, the comment. So thank you on that. Any other comments at all? Seeing none, then that takes us to new business. Item number 7, nominate and electing a chair and vice chair for 2023. So I'm willing to do it again if you guys will have me, but if anybody else wants to take a swing at it, feel free as well. But if not, we'll.
I'll run for vice chair.
Well, I'll nominate Daniel as chair and Dr. Goodwin as vice chair.
I'll second those nominations.
Okay. Any other comments or any other?
Yeah. Third.
Nope. All right. If we have no other candidates, do we need to take a vote on that, or do we just accept it as? All right. All those in favor of accepting that motion, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Great.
All right. That takes us to 8, which is adjournment. So thank you. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.